Hey everybody, good morning, and I hope you are well wherever you are. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much to so many of you who have been showing up in the life of our church, not just on Sunday, but really throughout the course of the week. We had so many at a hospitality dinner a few weeks ago of people just saying, I'm eager to serve. I want to be a presence of warmth and joy and hospitality and radical welcome in the midst of this season coming up. So thank you for those that came to that dinner and had a shared mission of saying, how do we welcome those among us that are new or get involved in ways that we can contribute to the life of St. Peter's? This Sunday, we have an Exploring Leadership dinner, and we have tons of people signed up to say, I have gifts, I want to serve, I want to be a part of leading into our future. And so as a pastor, I just want to say thanks. We are in a season of incredible abundance, and so we want to respond to what the Lord is doing. We have small groups coming up, launching on September 11th. Turner's going to tell you all about that in the weeks to come. Do not miss that. If you do happen to miss that, everything should be available in our newsletter or online, or just drop us a line and let us know how you want to connect, because we have a bunch of small groups coming up and we want to make sure that you're involved in the life of our community. That being said, this Sunday, we are going to continue our series on Deeply Formed, Lessons from the Life of David. As we've been looking at his early life, the first week we looked at the fact that he was anointed. Last week we looked at the fact that he was equipped. And this week we're going to look at how he was refined. And we're not just looking at David historically to say, look what happened to him, but we're also saying this is how God also works on us. God anoints us, God equips us, but then God also refines us. And God uses all sorts of circumstances in our lives to chisel away at our character as we are formed into Christ's likeness. The question becomes, how do we cooperate with those circumstances? How do we find ourselves in conversation with community and with God as we struggle in life at times, as we walk through hard things, as things come into our path that we wouldn't necessarily ask for? Nevertheless, God often uses to shape us. And so we're going to look at what it means to be refined. And one of the things I want you to notice, if you read 1 Samuel 20 all the way to 1 Samuel 23, so that'll give you a little bit of homework before Sunday over the weekend, just to sort of process. What you'll find is that David went a very, very, very long time of being refined. And that can be really challenging. I don't know if you've ever hit times in your life where you're like, how long, Lord? And why does this keep happening? And what am I doing here again? And I thought this was going to be different. David's story relates to ours. It's easy to look back in history and think, wow, everything happened quickly. David went through a period of refinement in the wilderness for 8 to 10 years, meaning he was being refined, shaped, formed, and equipped so that he could finally step into being king of Israel. And it's no different in our lives. For the call that God has on us, it's not often linear. Our pathway is often circuitous. There's all sorts of twists and turns as God shapes and prepares us to be who God wants us to be in our time. And so I think as we lean into Sunday, a couple things. Do you ever find yourself saying, why is this taking so long? And do you ever find yourself saying, I thought it was going to be different? And did you ever find yourself saying, Lord, when do we get to where I thought you wanted me to go? If you do, like me, then this Sunday is going to be encouraging and challenging on so many different levels as we look at the life of David. Let us know if there's anything you need. Between now and then, read 1 Samuel 20 through 23, those chapters. We'll be sitting into that. We'll be corresponding it to Jesus' own wilderness journey, and we'll see that the wilderness is actually God's intent to form us in our life. So whatever wilderness you might be sitting in right now, we're going to talk about it. And I pray that God's presence through it all would be felt and that you would be encouraged this season as you live out the call that God has on you. Grace and peace.